Okay, guys, this is not an exciting topic, but this is one of the most important concepts in any business, which is aligning your marketing to your avatar. And so the question being, well, who sells land at a discount? And I see this done improperly all the time where somebody comes from the world of distressed single family, flipping or wholesaling, and they assume that the seller for land is the same. And I'll tell you, it is not. Occasionally you get stress if you specifically target the tax lien lists. There are, of course is a stress out there, but the more and more deals that we do, the more I see it's the same seller avatar over and over and over again. And so aligning your marketing is absolutely essential because if your marketing's off point, you're just wasting money. And so an easy example of that, I keep getting letters from AARP because my dad has the same name and he recently turned 65. They're wasting their money, right? Now, that's an obvious example, but it illustrates the point, okay? And so we consistently find that people who sell land at a discount have money. They're very rarely distressed. They're at least middle class, but oftentimes they're wealthy. The amount of times that we've bought land lower than they bought it for, and they were looking to offset some sort of gang somewhere else to help them with taxes, and they knew that, hey, that piece of land they're selling to us wasn't a great deal and they're going to take some sort of loss, is pretty frequent. And so those people are not struggling. They're trying to mitigate their tax burden. We bought one the other day where the guy just wanted a new truck or something. And so it was $40,000. And so he goes, yeah, you give me 40 net for it and you can have it. He wasn't struggling. He was very comfortable, middle class. And if they were able to buy land 10, 20, 30 years ago, uh, it's for cash. And so if they're doing that decades ago, they tend to be in at least a comfortable financial, if not strong financial position today. And so given that, we're not talking about quick cash close. We're not saying, oh, we'll pay all your closing costs. What we're focusing on is what's important to them, which is legitimacy and certainty of closure, right? This avatar tends to be older, 50 to 80. And those people in their 50s really are almost always people who inherited the land from their parents that passed. And so again, it's rarely the original buyer if it's as young as 50. And so if you think about that generation, or it's two generations, but they are more sensitive to being taken advantage of. They are old-fashioned. We've mailed a lot of contracts this year because if they don't have an email, you're not going to go with DocuSign. And so all that to say, we take out all the quick cash close, we take out anything talking about distress, and we focus entirely on legitimacy, certainty of closure, and ease because they don't want to deal with it. And so right away, we introduce ourselves, mention, hey, we want to buy the property. This has been really powerful right here. Do you want to sell, but you're concerned about legitimacy? Send proof of funds, use a local attorney for escrow, because this is North Carolina, so it's an attorney state, removing all risk or worry for either party. And we can help with probate. That's really useful too. And on the next iteration of this, I'm going to take this out because again, just like saying we'll pay all closing costs, well, everybody does that. Everybody's saying it. So there's no value in adding that because that's already an expectation. So I'll have to, I think I'm just going to increase the size of this because this has been so powerful. And then a nice logo, BBB accredited, all of these get us deals over and over and over again. On the front, the tagline isn't, again, quick cash close or anything about that. It's, are you planning to build on your land? If not, we'll buy it so you can put the money to work elsewhere. This has been the most productive piece of mail we have ever had because, again, it's focusing on the building, it's focusing on the opportunity cost, right? This isn't the distressed single family seller who's desperate. This is a more sophisticated clientele, at least to some degree, even if they're not investors, they probably have a 401k or something. And so, oh yeah, okay, treasury yields are high right now. I'm probably wasting paying property taxes, right? It gets them thinking. Okay. So this piece is very, very aligned with our seller avatar, and it has gotten us deal after deal after deal and helped us differentiate. Um, we're closing one, I believe today, closing as in getting the contract for 52. And he had gotten offers up to 75. We should sell it right around 100. And his biggest sticking point was everything I just described, that he knows there's a lot of people that don't have money, that are just trying to assign the contract. And so he wants certainty of closure. And so we do occasionally do assignments, but you better believe his contract did not have assignment language in it. And we sent him proof of funds, all that sort of thing, introduced him to the title company with our FAQ sheet. So anyways, without getting off on too much of a tangent, the point is that we get deals all day long because we understand who sells land at a discount. And it's someone that's older, they've owned it for a long time, they intended to move there and build, or thought it was an investment. Sometimes they inherited it, but they're apathetic about the land. They aren't distressed, they aren't in a hurry, and their number one priority are legitimacy and certainty of closure. And so our whole system is aligned with that avatar. If we send a nice postcard like this and then we don't match all this with the scripts my guys use in the process, it wouldn't work, right? So you need to make sure you have a good frequently asked questions sheet for each of your title companies and attorneys that walks through the process, gives them the contact info. That has helped us close so many deals where they'll call our attorney or call the title company, and then depending on who it is, they'll tell them, yeah, Front Range Land, they close all the time. They will close. This is how it works. You don't have to worry. That gets us deals constantly. And so ensuring that it's not just your initial postcard, but all your scripts and processes, I'm not sure, are aligned to this avatar, is incredibly essential to getting deals. So that's really all I wanted to say, because I know I've watched friends of mine waste their time and money trying to target the quick cash close. And in several hundred deals, we have just not found that to be effective. And we have found this to be effective, especially in the competitive markets where we get calls all the time saying, hey, I called you because of your postcard. It seemed less scammy. So avoid the scammy words. Keep in mind that seller avatar I described. One more time to summarize, they tend to be, between middle class and wealthy, older, 50, 55 plus, apathetic about it. They don't like realtors. They want to just get it done. They're tired of paying taxes and often want to do something more useful with the money, and they just don't care about the land. And so that is who sells land at a discount from my experience, and this is how we align our marketing accordingly.